Okay, settling an argument on Reddit. Exporting step files and when does it work or not. So I've got this widget file, just a thing I've extruded, whatever, a rectangle and a cylinder with a hole cut through it. Two separate bodies. Got these two parts. If I export that, which I've already done, oh, well, wrong button. If I export that, I'm just going to overwrite this little widget file right here. So what's here is what's here. Drag that in. Okay, we've got that. The thing that we were talking about was, well, you can't update a step file. That's why no one wants to use them, because you can't update them. Let's say I decide I want to chamfer some edges on this. So I'll just do those by 1. Or let's make that more visible. Let's chamfer those by 5. I don't know, whatever. There we go. Now it's more visible. If I go back in and export that again, overwrite it, and then reload. This is the thing, like, does reload work? It worked. Now, what if I move these things around, change their positions in the slicer, and then let's do something else to this. Let's fillet these edges. Fillet, excuse me. There we go. We'll refine that shape further, and we'll export it again. I always say fillet, and I know that's wrong, but I do it anyways. And then when I go to reload this, this should work. It maintained position, and it reloaded my changes. It added those filleted edges. Now, what I thought didn't work, what my comment was if I modify this by adding or removing components. So let me go through and I'll extrude a plug into this. And we'll make that a new body. I'll call that plug. And I'll put that into my widget and make it a subcomponent of its own. So when I export this now, overwrite it again, will I get a new object here that says plug? Will it show up? My expectation is no. No plug. And this is what I was saying, that you can change and modify existing components, but when you change the body count, basically, it will fail. Because now I have another subcomponent, another body in here, this plug component, and that's not going to show up in here just by doing a reload from disk, because it's only looking at the shapes that it can find. However, if I delete that and drag it back over again, there's my plug. This is what I was saying, that if you're just refining existing components and subcomponents of a step file, it works. But when you change the number of things inside of it, it doesn't. So to take that a step further, what if I didn't make these subcomponents? What if these were just bodies of the widget itself? Would that work? Because I don't know. So this will be interesting. Let's find out. So I'm just going to put these all directly underneath this one step file. So instead of getting my, oh, this is probably going to mess it up, but we'll see what it does. Yeah, that's messing it up. I think I can just leave those like that and then turn these off. Let's find out. So I should just get simply widget, and instead of like on this one where I have my 3 subcomponents, I should just have widget.step and maybe it says body or something. I don't know, but it shouldn't show me plug, rod, and box. So let's export again. Replace it. And you know what, let's try reloading and see what it does. Yeah, it doesn't like that at all. It's all messed up. Okay, cool. So we'll get rid of it because it can't find those bodies. Drag it back over. Yeah, so now we just have widget step and we don't see those 3 components. What happens if I remove the plug and update it? I bet you it still doesn't work. Let's find out. So reload. Hey, remove the plug. So that's what it is. The bodies that it can identify as far as if I had made these subcomponents again. So put box. Come on. I have to turn it back on. Box. That's not going to let me do this. I have to make those components again. Box, create component, create component. Turn those off. Okay, so I got box, rod, and plug 1. If I Export this again. Let's see what it does. Yes, overwrite and reload should fail because the body count changed. Yeah, it doesn't know what to do. But if I drag that back over, there's all three of my components again. So yeah, as long as you don't change your body count, you can modify the geometry of the bodies without an issue. Let's say I take this and make it taller. Or no, that's not really visible. Make it really shorter. Like that. What happens if I export it like this? Export, save. Let's see if our widget over here by reloading gets shorter. And it does. See, as long as you don't change the component count in Fusion, which changes the part count in Studio, you can modify existing parts all day long. But as soon as you add or remove things, that's when it fails to reload. Cool.